Hello. Trading has closed on the 9th of August, 2023. We always do our disclaimer first. It's my trading plan for Thursday, which is August 10th, 2023. Remember, my calls can be dead wrong. Any trade you make should be made at your own risk. Well, yesterday we had a target, 44.80.13. It's the red line in that printed. Looked for the pattern today with the early high, and we got that, and tomorrow should have the early low. I said I'd never made a call that we closed a little changed, and I said it wouldn't surprise me, but the only call I was going to make was we had mixed signals. Well, it's a good thing I didn't call it, because even though we were unchanged with an hour left to trade, it certainly is not closing little change. And as far as the mixed signals rules, we gapped up 2 points, moved outside the day's range. That's not enough for me. And we didn't close a little change. So today was one of those days when neither of the most common things happen. During the day, MEJT dropped from this opening consolidation. The market dropped from this consolidation. MEJT said it was a false move. Price would retrace, and they did. Ulta said the recovery was a false move. They'd retrace again, which they did. So that's played out. This blue line is a lower Bollinger Band. Notice how we're hugging the lower Bollinger Band. This can be a support level. Well, so far I don't see anything to indicate this is anything other than a pullback and an uptrend. And at some point, I think we're going to have a strong rally to the upside. Now, I do have lower targets, but it doesn't mean we'll go there in a straight line. It's hard to count these waves down, but let's see what I came up with. Today's the first day I actually had a count where you could count that this leg is complete. I mean, if that's A and that's B, C is equal to 1618 times A right at this low. And if you look at wave C, you have an ABC with good fibs. And inside B, there's an ABC with C equal to A. You got wave balance right here at this low. Doesn't mean other numbers don't work, but at least for the first time, I have one which does. The wall into the close, that's panic selling most of the time. If it is panic selling, we'll gap up and promptly overtake this high. That would be proof this wasn't the real thing. And it adds credence to this being a false move when you see a big down day where the low couldn't undercut any of these prior lows. So for now, at least, it's just backing and filling rather than starting a new leg down. And that could all change at tomorrow's open. You open down here, forget that interpretation. But for now, at least, this hasn't accomplished anything, and we have a pattern which often gaps up. Thursday's pattern has the early low. We could still gap up. Typically, it's a rally day with a high in the final hour. The CPI report comes out tomorrow. Can be a market move. I remember any analysis I do negatory. But that being said, here goes. The wall into the close often is followed by gapping up. The sharp drop today couldn't manage a close under recent lows, meaning so far it's just backing and filling rather than extending the decline. The volatility index VIX gave a Bollinger Band reversal buy signal. SPX hit its lower band. That can be support, and there's balance of the waves at the lower day. Unless the open kills the idea, all these things argue for higher prices tomorrow. Doesn't mean the drop's over, but this leg certainly could be, especially if we gap up over this high. It's the pattern with the early low. Doesn't mean you won't gap up. The bulls have a chance here to recover some of the ground which they've lost, even though I think the whole decline's not over. Tomorrow could be up. And that's today's call.